There's so much to take away from opening week of the season. And again, we're just 2 days in to the first week of the season. But I think one of the things that's been most exciting is seeing guys back on the floor. Like, there were so many guys whose season ended early or who couldn't participate in the playoffs that we got a chance to see. And they reminded us pretty quickly of how good they were. We saw LaMelo Ball turn into a masterpiece down in Houston. We saw Ja Morant do the same thing in Salt Lake City. Giannis back on the court. Alperen Şengün back on the court. A lot. I mean, Trae Young was hurt down the stretch last year, but he played in a play-in tournament. Same goes for Brandon Ingram. But a lot of these guys came back. They're back to 100%. And again, they reminded us the level of star power that they had. I'm going to come out and say it. It's so cool watching Ja Morant play basketball and seeing him at 100%, seeing the way he contorts his body around the rim, seeing his court vision, all of those things. For you, who were you most excited? I mean, LaMelo too, but like what was most exciting for you to see these guys back on the floor? What you take away from their performances?
LaMelo Ball to me was the one. Like, I'm going to give a shout out to your Hornets, and you've been someone that from the very start, you've been like, this is a team that I think could be, knocking on the door of the play-in tournament again and getting back into contention there. Like, he is the reason that team is going to be able to make any sort of noise in the play-in tournament or qualifying for the playoffs or anything like that. And like, when he's healthy and locked in, like we just said that about Anthony Davis, but like LaMelo Ball, it also applies. Like, when he's healthy, like, that team is a completely different basketball team. And we saw exactly that last night. 30 points. I think he had like 11 assists or something like that.
And 8 boards.
8 boards, completely commanding the entire game. Like, he's just that type of player that he's just such a talented playmaker that every single player around him automatically gets better just by sharing the court with him. And, that's a Houston team that a lot of people have high expectations for, a team that, a lot of people feel like they can make some noise in the Western Conference. So to go into Houston on opening night, steal the win, when Brandon Miller also, exits in the first half with an injury, and LaMelo and Trey Mann steps in and steps up, like, that just goes to show that's a team that can make a little bit of noise. But another player, and I mean, I've sung his praises on here a lot, but like, Paolo Banchero is another one.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this guy had a 30-10 double-double. I think it actually ended up being 31 points, 11 rebounds, 0 turnovers, shot 50% from the field, 50% from three. Like, if that's the type of performances that we're going to see from Paolo Banchero, because, he's always been the playmaker. He's always been able to score, just not at an efficient clip. He got a little bit better as a three-point shooter last year, which, brings the defenders out on him a little bit more, gives him a little bit more space to operate once he gets downhill and starts driving using that big body. Like, if he can actually knock down threes at an efficient clip, even more efficient clip than he did last year, and learn to score more efficiently, which is, naturally going to happen year over year as he continues to get more comfortable in the NBA. Like, that Magic team is going to be scary. And they completely dominated a Miami Heat team that, a lot of people, again, like, that's a team every single year that is like, oh, look out for the Miami Heat come playoff time. Look out for the Miami Heat down the stretch. Here they come. Like, they're heating up, like everything like that. And it's like, to do that to them on opening night, their interdivision rival, like, that feels like, to me, another message sent by, an up and coming team in the league. So, those two teams, Charlotte and Orlando, those are two teams that I was really impressed with on, the second opening night.
Yeah, Powell showed up for the state championship. I know you said the divisional thing. That's the Florida State Championship. They got the first round in that one. To his stat line, 33 points, 11 boards, 3 assists, no turnovers, and like you mentioned, he was 4 of 8 from beyond the arc. I saw somebody tweet about it. He had a crazy pass to Franz Wagner, and it's like, man, Paolo gets talked about less than like any other number 1 draft pick, it feels like, anyway, especially if one that plays on a team that has an opportunity to do big things this season. And it's cool because we've seen the Magic kind of gradually rise to this point. His rookie year, it's like, wait a second, the Magic won 30 plus games. Like, they're in the play-in tournament picture, like, during the last, couple weeks of the season. And they made a huge leap last year into the top 6. And they learned a hard lesson in game 7 against the Cavs last year. But I think that getting that far and learning that invaluable lesson sets them up to really be hungrier than they probably would have been had they somehow found a way to win that series against Cleveland last year. So I'm super excited about Powell. I think he deserves to be talked about much more than he is talked about. And I know that part of it's Orlando, but if he continues to do what he's doing, he's going to make it impossible for people to not talk about what he's got going and what the Magic have got going on. And again, we talked about it so much parallels to older Bron, even though he's a younger guy. The fact that he's 6'10" and plays the way that he plays and has the size that he has and continues to just improve in the margins. I think that says a lot about him, and it says a lot about how the Magic are building the right way around him.